What up, everybody? Welcome to In the Trenches number 2. This is a 1v3 from back in March on Widow's Court, so keep in mind, pre some of the most recent updates, it is heavy rounds and I am down 3-2. And on heavy rounds, it is almost always a good idea in 1v3s to rush the other team's heavy. So that is what you're seeing me do here. Getting one guy down and then kind of realizing I need to back away. Now let's take a minute to talk about why exactly I do need to back away. Obviously, we got somebody down, and in Trials of Osiris, when you kill somebody, it's really important to keep your eye on that revive and make sure that the enemies don't pick them up. However, you've got to take into consideration a few things, such as your health. In my case right here, my health is very low. Also, keep in mind where your enemies are. I saw both of them right by that heavy ammo crate, so if I were to stay and try to kill people getting that revive, it'd be as easy as one of those enemies shooting me once with a pulse rifle, once with a scout rifle, anything like that. So taking into consideration those things, I'm recognizing here that it makes more sense to let those enemies pick that guy up and head over and pick up the other heavy instead of staying and really being risky trying to pick off those guys who were trying to get the revive. Also, you heard me talking a little bit about how it's really important to rush the other team's heavies in 1v3s. My reasoning for that is heavy ammo is very easy to use. It's very easy to get killed by. And because of that, I want to prevent as many from getting heavy as I can because it's so easy to shoot a truth rocket, so easy to get me with a machine gun. So my goal is to rush and hopefully kill all of them, but at least kill one or two and prevent them from getting the heavy. And now at this point, I kind of realize I failed my job. I know at least two, maybe even three have heavy ammo. So I'm going to stick around the outside of the map, trying to make sure that nobody's able to get behind me, hoping that one of them isolates themselves, and always making sure I'm protecting my angles. And we're actually going to take a quick pause here to talk about what I exactly mean when I talk about angles in any video, and especially in this video. So what I want you to do is imagine your guardian standing in the middle of an open map. What you're doing right there is exposing yourself to 360 degrees of angles. You can get shot from anywhere. What I mean by protecting angles is that you stay at a part of a map that blocks the vision of your guardian from most locations. So where I am right now, you can only really see me from a very few certain places. The reason I'm staying on the outside of the map is for that exact reason. I don't want myself to be exposed. I don't want somebody to be able to shoot me from my left when I'm looking right, to be able to shoot me from my back when I'm looking forward, and etc. And that is why I'm staying on the outside and kind of looking forward and making sure the only way you can get me is from that forward angle. And as you just saw, one of those three actually did isolate himself. So now it's a 1-on-2. I've got an orb down and I want to make sure I do not leave this orb, okay? My objective here is to make sure no one gets into this church. That's the location, the church. To do everything I can to keep enemies out of it and keep this guy down. So I waste a rocket there, unfortunately. I'm not too good with rockets. I obviously want to preserve my ammo. And I don't want to run too far away from this revive and open it up for them to get inside and get the revive. But because I know both these guys have heavy, it's kind of a scary situation. I don't want to get too close to any objects and allow them to rocket it. I get lucky there that another guy comes in and I'm able to rocket him. And this is where things get tricky. So this is a 1v1 scenario here. And I know this other guy has heavy, and these orbs are very hard to guard. So I'm doing my best to keep my eye on both orbs, but I'm terrified of getting rocketed. And the second I realize the zone's coming up and that guy has gotten the revive, I evacuate. So leaving those revives behind is something I really did not want to do. But once the guy with rockets got that revive, I knew I was in a really bad spot because of how closed in that area is. Really easy to hit a wall with a rocket and blow the enemies up, and I'm the enemy, so I really wanted to get out into the open, especially considering the zone was spawning. And let's talk about the zone really quick. When overtime happens, people tend to kind of freak out and not necessarily know how to play it. People think they need to rush the zone, even though you still got an extra 30 seconds to fight normally. So by going to the zone, I know I'm going to make all three players rush out towards me, and I'm going to be in a spot where I'm ready to pick them off. Now I have my sniper out at this point because I know I need to get kills fast. As expected, here they come. I get the head snipe luckily and avoid the rocket. And I notice that they're split up here and I've got some interesting decisions to make, and we'll stop it for a second and talk about what. So during those few seconds you saw me shade stepping around there, I'll tell you exactly what went through my mind. I understand that it's now a 2-on-1 And when there's 2-on-1s, you really need to make sure that you isolate and get one of them instead of having both of them fighting you. And I kind of understood in those few seconds that the guy to my right was going to be the best decision for isolation. My reasoning: the guy to my left not only has rockets, but he's standing on the zone. Both things make it very unlikely he's going to move. He's probably going to keep standing on that zone and keep guarding it with his rockets. So I can count on him staying there. Whereas the guy on the right has a primary, no heavy, nowhere near the zone. He's going to be putting shots on me from behind if I were to focus on the guy in the zone. So I decided I need to focus on this guy to my right. I've got to kill him in the next 10 seconds so that I can get back to the zone and kill that guy. But by focusing on the guy on the right, I'm making sure that I am not going to get double teamed at any point. So here I go rushing the guy to the right. I get kind of lucky that he doesn't shotgun me. And now that I've got that guy down, I get to kind of focus on the zone. I've only got about 10, now less than 10, I'd say 5 seconds to get this kill. So I'm going to pull out my sniper. I've just got to hope he misses his rocket or doesn't fire his rocket. And I've got to do everything I can to shoot him in the head immediately. And that's what you're about to see, is I'm going to just charge forward, give it my best shot, hope I hit my snipe, and that's all I can do. And there you have it. Thank you for watching In the Trenches number 2. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Thanks, guys.